So I think the UK has an amazing legacy around the digital space. We've historically done amazing things, we've invented amazing things, and it's become an industry that is incredibly diverse. And I think young people don't necessarily get to understand how rich and diverse it is here in the UK. Everything from technology and filmmaking to more traditional forms of business IT. There's a whole spectrum of things that don't necessarily see the possibilities of when you're at school. I think it's quite challenging as well to choose subjects. Somebody says, I want to be a game designer, or I want to work in a particular digital space. What qualifications do I take, and how do I kind of match that between the choices I have for GCSE and what businesses are asking me for? Where businesses, like myself as an employer, we're looking for a broad set of skills. The people that we take on board have experience in psychology, in languages. They've got to have the digital skills as well, but we're looking for that breadth of other areas to complement that. So it's kind of a very rich, huge space to explore. So I think the two challenges as an employer are, one, people understanding the kind of opportunities that are there. They possibly wouldn't even consider the type of roles we have because they don't know that they exist or know what they involve, or have a particular preconception that maybe it's kind of stuck at a desk, fairly boring things, whereas actually most of the roles involve a lot of interactions with people. So I think one of the big challenges is people understanding the opportunities there and applying for them. I think the other big challenge as an employer is the skills that people come with. So obviously there's always a bit of a transition from the workplace into the technology space, but people really have to be able to get up to speed really, really quickly. And the technology is changing all the time. And so a lot of people may come in and say, well, I've got this technology qualification, but actually from our perspective, it's maybe not as useful as some of the broader qualifications because they go out of date so quickly.
So what would you recommend? What changes would make things better, do you think?
So I think things that would make a huge difference for me, I think, are getting better engagement between all areas of the digital industry in schools. So not just the big businesses, but the small ones too. Exposing people to the opportunities, helping to bring some of those skills into the schools as well, and maybe providing some more flexibility in the qualifications. That's starting to happen already, and that's great, where we're seeing kind of more modular approaches and a diversity into the choices that people have. So we need to see more of that, more flexibility in the learning opportunities that people have, and better connections at a local level between the businesses and the schools. So I think education's under a huge amount of pressure, and quite rightly it's seen as a strategic asset. I think we need to be careful that we don't make that more pressured. What we want is rounded individuals and letting people have the skills that we have as UK folks, and it's part of our national psyche that's made us so good at digital, so we need to preserve that in any changes that we make. Giving people flexibility in how they learn, I think, is key, and letting schools be more specialised and work with businesses to become more specialised around the skills that they need. So allowing more flexibility in the system, maybe easing some of the pressure across those people working in the education system, and making ways for the business resources to get in there, whether it's practical help or financial help to the schools. I think one of the most valuable things would be to recognise that actually we are great at this. We can be better, but we're really, really good. Let's be even better than we are. Let's work on what's good and improve those things. Cool.
Okay.
I think one of the frustrations for me is the perception in some areas that other countries like the US are better at digital than we are here in the UK. And for me personally, I've got a daughter who's starting to choose where she goes to finish off her education. She's looking at the US because the perception is that they're ahead in terms of learning opportunities in the industry. I think actually here in the UK we're ahead. I think we really need to communicate that to our young folks, that the great opportunities are here in the UK. We're really good at this stuff, let's get better. Yeah, I think that the digital industry as a whole, it's just really diverse, so we don't speak with one voice. We need to speak with lots of different voices, but we need to speak more and tell people about what we do, the exciting things that we're achieving here in the UK, and the future opportunities within that. We need to demonstrate that more, use the digital tools that we've got, particularly in the digital media space, to let people know what the opportunities are and attract people.